Hello everyone, my name is Lokeshwar Kesham. Today I will be talking about the values of national income, which is one topic from the macroeconomics of class 12. Before the beginning of these values of national income, one must understand what we mean by national income, its ideas thoroughly. But since I will be talking about values of national income, I will be assuming that you know the meaning of the national income itself. Now let's begin. Actually, mainly there are 8 values of national income. For the starters, people often get confused between the difference between the values of national income. But need not worry, I will be explaining an easiest way how to understand the difference between different values of national income. For that, I will be requesting you to understand the meaning of 3 words only. Only 3 words. Now let's see. In the values of national income, we have come across things like GDP MP and GDP FC. Actually, see, from this we know that the first portion, that is GDP remains the same. The difference here is market price and the factor cost. That means the difference between one value of national income and another is very simple. That's why I will be doing an easy way to understand the different values of national income. Let's begin. First of all, let's talk about the first combination. Listen very carefully. We have the first combination called gross and another one is called net. Now let's see the difference between gross and net. First of all, when we talk about the gross, we are referring to the calculation of national income by including one thing called depreciation. Now, let me repeat, gross value is the calculation of national income by including the depreciation. So, we include depreciation here. On the other hand, in the net value of national income, we will be referring to the calculation of national income by excluding the depreciation. So, the difference between gross and net is that in the gross value, we include the value of depreciation, and in the net, we exclude the value of depreciation. So, here, the value of, let me write depreciation in this short form. Depreciation is not included. Yes, I know that. We have not done what we mean by depreciation. So now let me tell you what we mean by depreciation. When we talk about this term depreciation, we are talking about the charges on normal wear and tear on physical assets. Let me repeat. Depreciation refers to charges on normal wear and tear on physical assets. Now what does it mean? What does it mean, charges on normal wear and tear on physical assets? Let me give you a simple idea of what does it mean. Let me simplify. Let's say that you have a car. This car begins running from the last year 2019 onwards. You buy a car in the year 2019. Now keep on running, keep on using this car till 2020. Now the thing is that by the end of the 2020, let's assume that one of your tire get punctured. Now let's say that in the year 2020, your car get punctured. If you want to make use of this car, which is worth more than 2 lakhs, let's say that if your car is worth 2 lakhs, but because of that simple puncture, your car will become useless in 2020. But in order to make it use again, you have to fix this puncture tire. For that, you need to spend, let's say that, 200 rupees to fix that puncture tire. This rupees 200 in our fixed capital, fixed asset car, which we spent in the year 2020, is called depreciation. So here, if this depreciation rupees 200 is included in the calculation of national income, then that value of national income will be considered as gross value of national income. But if we don't include this 200 rupees, if we leave this 200 rupees in the calculation of national income, then the value of national income is known as net value of national income. I hope you have a thorough knowledge about this. Now let's see this. We have one term again, normal wear and tear. We know what I mean by wear and tear, very simple as it is, literally the wear and tear. But why normal? Why using this word normal? Even though it's very minor things, but we should not skip this one. Because, for example, if you have a physical asset, let's say car, in the worst case scenario, let's take one example, that one of your glass is broken by you intentionally, which is the least thing that you would expect from yourself, I know that. But if you break the glass of that car intentionally by yourself, to fix that glass you need to spend 200 rupees, let's say that. But this 200 rupees will not be considered as depreciation. Why is that? Because in the definition of depreciation, it says that it should be normal wear and tear. Actually, the broken glass in this example is not because of normal wear and tear, but intentionally it was caused by you. That's why this rupees 200 in this case will not be considered as depreciation. Don't get confused this one. So now we have finished the difference between gross and net. Gross means the calculation of national income by including depreciation. Net means it is the calculation of national income by excluding depreciation. What do I mean by depreciation? It is the charges on normal wear and tear. Remember this word normal. Now let's move on to the next. So this is the first combination. We have the second combination. Let's talk about this national value of national income. Let me repeat. National value of national income and domestic value of national income. Domestic value and the national value of national income. Let's see this one. When we talk about the national value of national income, we are referring to the calculation of national income by including one thing called net factor income from abroad. In short, it is known as NFIFA. Here, in the calculation of national value, here we include the value of NFIFA, net factor income from abroad. On the other hand, the domestic value of national income refers to the calculation of national income where we don't include the value of NFIFA. Let me repeat, here we don't include the value of NFIFA. From here, you should know one trend here. When I write this, the first combination, gross and net, here in the first one, we include depreciation. We don't include depreciation in the next one. Similarly, in the second combination, in the first national value, we include NFIFA. In the next, we don't include NFIFA. It will keep on. But, hold a moment. Here we need to know what we mean by NFIFA. Now, let me give you one example. So, I need to write this one. Let's say that India, this is India. Let's say that this represents India. Actually, when we talk about the calculation of national value of national income, we include net factor income from abroad, NFIFA. So I'm trying to make you understand what we mean by NFIFA. First of all, let's assume that lots of people are working inside India, lots of companies are operating in India, and we are making national products in our country, we are producing services in the country, thereby increasing the national income. But, hold a moment. Let's say that some person from our Kerala now works in the Middle East. Let's say that one of the person from India, his normal residence is in India. Don't forget this one. from the definition of national income, you should understand that it is the normal residence of India. Now let's say that actually the residence of this Mr. is in Kerala, but he prefer to work somewhere in the Middle East. So after working here, he earned some amount of money. I don't know what is the currency of that Middle East. Let's just assume that after working there outside his home in the Middle East, he sent back his money into the country. Let's say that rupees 100 is being sent back to the country. Similarly, the way in which money is being earned by Indians outside India may be using labor, using physical capital, using human capital, or even land also. That means this rupees 100 earned by Indians outside India might be earned by using the 4 factors of production. So this rupees 100 is the earning of factors of production used by Indians outside India, and that money is being sent back to India. That's why this rupees 100 is known as factor income from abroad. Factor income from abroad. Remember this, factor income. That means this income rupees 100 is being earned by one of the factors of production. And it is being sent to the country from abroad. That is why this is known as factor income from abroad, FIFA. Now the thing is that, don't rush. This rupees 100 being sent back to India by the normal residents of India, but working outside using the 4 factors of production, may not be part of the national income. Why I am saying this? Because let's take another example. China is here, but let's say that one of the Chinese company comes in India. Let's say that Xiaomi company comes in India. Yes, Xiaomi company is situated in India, but just for the time being, I'm just assuming that Xiaomi lies its economic interest in China. So they comes in India personally, physical capital, using their technology, bringing their machines, and etc. They earn some amount of money from India using the 4 factors of production, that is land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. Now, using these 4 factors of production, these Chinese people earn money inside India and send back to their respective country. Let's assume that it is being sent in terms of Indian money, Indian currency. Let's say that these Chinese people coming from China, working here in India, earning money using the 4 factors of production, send away 60 rupees from India to China. So, for China, it is earning. From India, it is being sent to abroad. That is why this rupees 60 is known as factor income to abroad. Factor income to abroad. Remember that here, this rupees 60 is the income of the Chinese people earned using the factors of production, land, labor, physical capital, and human capital, and which is sent to abroad, China in this case. That's why this is known as FITA for our abbreviation. Let's say that FITA. That means from this narration we know something. Indians works outside, earn money, send back rupees 100 into India. But out of this rupees 100 that we earn from outside, the similar case also happened from China also. They work in India, send away rupees 60 from India. That means from these two interaction, we know that only 100 is being sent to India, but 60 rupees is sent away to India. That means in India, 40 rupees is benefited. 40 rupees is benefited. Then what is this 40 rupees? 40 rupees is the difference between FIFA, which is rupees 100, FIFA minus FITA, which is rupees 60. And this difference between FIFA and FITA, 40 rupees, which is beneficial for us. This 40 rupees is known as net factor income from abroad and FIFA. In examination, it is quite tricky because if it is and FIFA, it simply means that it is the difference between FIFA and FITA. But in examination, if the value of and FIFA, if it is given minus 40, then there is a whole new meaning for that. But that will do in my another video. But for the time being, let's stick to the basics only. Now, therefore, in this second combination of national value and domestic value, we know this. Here, in the national value, we include the calculation of and FIFA. But in the calculation of this domestic, we don't include the and FIFA value. Here we include the and FIFA value. In the domestic value, we don't include and FIFA. Now let me go to the last combination of the values of national income. So the first one is called market price value of national income, and this is the third and the last one. And the next one is called factor cost value of national income. Now what is the difference between market price value and the factor cost value basic? Let me begin. When we talk about the market price value of national income, we are referring to the calculation of national income by including net indirect taxes. We include the value of net indirect taxes, NIT. But in the case of factor cost value of national income, we don't include the value of NIT. NIT is being ignored here. Don't forget this. But we don't know what we mean by net indirect taxes. If it is indirect taxes, then that's another thing. But we are referring here net indirect taxes, not indirect taxes only, but we are referring to the net indirect taxes. So what do you mean by net indirect taxes? When we talk about this net indirect taxes, we are referring to the difference between indirect taxes minus subsidies. So this NIT, net indirect taxes, is the difference between indirect tax minus subsidy. So it is minus subsidies. So now, in the culmination for today's topic, let me conclude like this. We have the first combination, that is gross value of national income and net value of national income. And the second combination is national value of national income and domestic value of national income. Third and the final one is the market price value of national income and factor cost value of national income. So the difference between gross and net is that in the gross, this is the culmination of our topic. Gross refers to the calculation of national income by including the value of depreciation. So here we include the value of depreciation. But in the calculation of this net, we don't include depreciation. Similarly, in the national value of national income, Similarly, in the calculation of national value of national income, we are referring to the calculation where we include net factor income from abroad. Remember what we mean by NFIFA? NFIFA is included in the calculation of national income. But in the domestic value of national income, we don't include the value of NFIFA. NFIFA is ignored. Depreciation include, exclude. NFIFA include, exclude. Last, in the calculation of market price value of national income, we don't include, in the calculation of market price value of national income, we include net indirect taxes. But in the calculation of factor cost value of national income, we don't include NIT. You should know this one. That's why we have 8 values of national income. So, in these 8 values of national income, we don't need to by heart one by one. No. We need to know the meaning of the word that we use in the values of national income. I'll give you one example. When my video was begin, I give you one example. That is gross domestic product at market price and gross domestic product at factor cost. See, this is one value of national income and this is another value of national income. The difference between the first and second values of national income is that in this calculation of national income, GDP, MP, we include depreciation, but we don't include NFIFA. Here in MP, we include NIT. On the other hand, let me repeat, here depreciation is included. In the domestic, since it is domestic, our NFIFA is not included, product will remain the same. Market price value means it is a calculation of national income by including NIT. Similarly here, when we talk about gross value, here it's the same. We include depreciation. Here domestic, we don't include NFIFA. Again, for the factor cost value, just opposite to the market price, we don't include NIT. NIT is being ignored here. So, the basic difference between GDP MP and GDP FC is that here, the difference between MP and FC basically is NIT is included in MP. FC, in this FC, we don't include NIT. Similarly, when we talk about GNP, MP and GNP FC, gross depreciation is included. National and FIFA is included. Market price NIT is included. Gross, same. Depreciation is included. National and FIFA is included. FC, just opposite to the MP, NIT is not included. That's it. So, for the rest 4 values of national income, I suppose you can practice yourself. But if you have any doubt, do know me that. And if you have any topic that you want me to cover, please let me know. You can just message me. You can just write to me. If you have any doubts in the Class XII Economics, so you can just tell me that. And for last of all, I would like to tell you that in the values of national income, I have covered only these 8 values of national income. The basic difference between gross net, national domestic, market price factor cost only. Yes, I have not completed that personal disposable income, what do you mean by private income, what do you mean by disposable incomes, and etc. But I will do that in another class if you want. So for the time being, I suppose you have a little bit knowledge, little bit idea about the difference between gross and net and etc. So for today, thank you for watching my video fully. Thank you very much.